the pitch whisperer day, guys. Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
money.
Let's get to the
money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty keg of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-Prop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies. To the motherfucking monies. If you ain't fucking pumped, then get the fuck out this place, because this ain't for you guys. Welcome to the Balking Dead. I'm still your host, Sharpie's Bets, and this show is still sponsored by Prize Picks. So if you haven't already, go on over to Prize Picks, use that promo code PUBSPORTS. Why? Your first match deposit up to $100, they got you. Not just that, guys. At the end of the day, it's like saying thank you, Sharpie, thank you, Pub Sports, 100,000 times. Yes, I put money in both of our pockets on a weekly basis, but if you ever want to say super shout out, thank you, appreciate you, Sharpie, go on over there. Use that promo code Pub Sports one time, and it is greatly appreciated. Even if not, smash the fucking like, hit the share, hit the retweet, and it's Tuesday. Tuesdays are for what? It's not for tacos, I'll tell you that. It's for spreading them cheeks backs and making some money. So we're gonna start this this new theme song music shit off just the way we did yesterday, guys. We're gonna strictly start just talking props. A lot of people, when I read through the comments, they care less about both sides. So let's just get to the shit that I'm breaking down, and I'll let you know if I'm betting it or not. And I'm gonna give you a fuckload of information on 6+ K props a day. We're gonna run through some bats. And, of course, we're talking stolen base props. So, let's get to it. Shout out to the chat. I see you. We're deep as hell. My man, underrated. Appreciate the song. You already know I've been bumping that shit 50,000 times a day. I do my work to music, and now I get to do it to my own song. So, life's a bitch and you marry one. And right now, I ain't married to nothing but the money. So, let's get to it. Have lines moved against me today? Yes. Does that scare me some? Yes. Am I still going to fucking scream to the bookies when I cash? Yes. I'm going to say, fuck you, motherfuckers. So let's get to it and talk about why these things have moved, because some of them I don't get. So Hugh Darvish, first game up, starts in about less than an hour. So let's talk about him. Hugh Darvish versus the Rockies. On Prize Picks, they have him at a 7. His 7 was at a -160, and that's where I bet it. It has now moved down to a -130 to a -120. Line has moved against me. Whatever. Life's a bitch, then you marry one. Fantasy scores 42.5 on Prize Picks. And let's talk about it. I've been preaching about this guy all year. And over the last 6 weeks, it seems like Nola has finally understands Darvish. And what do you mean by that? Well, he's had the same catcher for the last 7 years. He's been with Carantini, and everywhere he got traded, his catcher went with him. Well, this was the first year. They decided to get rid of him and let Nola catch him. So it's taken some time to get to know him. This guy has a big pitch arsenal. And, yeah, at the end of the day, it's taken time. So when I break down these stats with him, over the last 6 games, he's striking out 9 people per game. Over the last 8 games, 8.25, and drop it back to 10, it's 7.5. And that's where they put his number is less than what his average is by a half. Is that something to be worried about? No, because if you look at his career average versus Colorado and you take in the Colorado games, the guy does struggle sometimes in Colorado. But let's not talk about Colorado. Let's talk about how he does versus this team in San Diego. And he played this team twice last year in San Diego, went 6 innings, 7 innings respectively, and he had 10 strikeouts and 8 strikeouts. Now he gets the team walking 9.6%. That's good. Striking out 23.5%, middle of the pack, with a 272 average, 759 OPS, and 136 ISO over their last 200 plate appearances. Well, Chris Bryant's now on the IL. And Darvish has gone 6+ innings in 17 of 19 games this year. So I expect him to go 6+ innings like he has all year long. He went 6+ innings the both times he's seen this team last year versus Colorado. And I expect the same traits to keep following, guys. At the end of the day, he is lineup proof. He only strikes out lefties at a half K per 9 more than righties, and he's same strikeout home road splits. He does have a better ERA at home, so we can project him to go a little longer, I guess. But still, at the end of the day, this guy pitches really well versus Colorado in San Diego, and it seems over the last 6 to 8 weeks, this guy has figured him out. And what I mean by that is Nola. At the end of the day, betting on K-props is betting on two people. Yes, you got to take in the fucking umpire, but you can't control the umpire. What you can't control is the fucking catcher and the pitcher. And the catcher's job is to call the game, and the pitcher's job is to execute. So 2 fucking jobs need to be done for you to hit your prop. Sometimes you can get freaking it with your pitcher missing spots, but at the end of the day, missing spots is never good. So I'm on Darvish, Dirty K today at 7 strikeouts or more, and I had to pay the juice at -160. Yes, it moved against me. Yes, you can get it at a better price. Am I scared? No, I really don't see it. I think I see something with Nola catching him over the last 6 to 8 weeks than what happened in the first half of the season. So let's see who's right, motherfuckers. Let's get into the next guy we want to talk about. And if you don't know, it's fucking Jacob deGrom Day. It's not 22. Shout out to my guy, Noli knows, but it's deGrom Day. And I wanted to bet him, but I knew he was going to be on a pitch limit. So I had to figure out, how do I get in some deGrom action on deGrom Day? And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm digging up his stuff, and let's talk about it. If you don't know, you should know. He is the elite pitcher in baseball until this year, but still, you got to still expect the man to be the man. He is the man, the myth, the legend, and he's fucking back. He is on a pitch count of around 80 pitches today, so that to me was scary at betting his 7+ at -104, and now it's moved to a -154. And at first I thought I saw something sneaky, and then they traded fucking Soto, then they traded Bell, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta get in there. I go look at the K prop. It's moved to -150, so I'm like, how do I get in on this? Well, I got a half-unit bet on Jacob deGrom to have 6 strikeouts and the Mets to win at -150. That was the way I had to get in on this guy. That was the way I felt safe with the pitch count. I had to pull him down, and I expect the Mets to win. We have the way better bullpen, the way better bats, and we have Jacob fucking deGrom. And now they're missing Juan Soto and Josh Bell, who are on their way over to sunny San Diego. And fucking motherfucker. We'll talk about that on another day, because this is deGrom Day, and I'm not going to let that get me down. I can't get down now, especially a guy who could eat 10 pitches at a bat on a pitch count is no longer on the fucking team. Well, let me tell you what. Spencer Strider, who we will talk about a little bit, is the B-grade version of Jacob deGrom. Jacob deGrom is the A side. Jacob deGrom is one of the few pitchers in the history of baseball that gets better by the numbers second and third time through. He throws 100 miles per hour, will paint it on the black, and now you have to guess. And he fucking guesses better than you, and he's going to break you off with that slider. And Spencer Strider had 11 strikeouts versus these Washington Nationals, and Spencer Strider was the B-grade version of Jacob deGrom. Spencer Strider did throw 102 pitches that game, and I do know he's on a pitch count, but still, you dropped deGrom down to 80. He was going to get that 7. It's just hard for me to pull the trigger on that, knowing he's on a pitch count. So 2 guys get traded. I drop it down. I feel comfortable that way. Call me a vagine, but I'm getting Jacob deGrom at 6 strikeouts at -150 because I think it's a wrap that the Mets win this game. Granted, I do know the Mets did nothing about giving this guy run support over the last few years. Well, this is a different fucking Mets team, and this is a Washington Nationals team that is just putrid right now, guys. Their bullpen is trash. Their starting pitchers, I can't even tell you who their names are half the time because they don't belong in the fucking league. So I expect big day for the Mets, and I wouldn't be surprised with this guy to start getting some run support. I would be scared at that 5 pitches, 5 innings being pulled, even at 70. If they're up 5-0 in the 5th, and he's around that 70 pitch, 70. I know a lot of people who are going to bet the over are going to be upset he didn't go out, but realistically, it's about keeping this guy healthy. And if you're up 5 runs and you've got that much of a bullpen difference, guys, it's about the next game and the next game and the next game with deGrom. So be safe betting a guy on a pitch count. That's all I'm going to tell you. And I was safe with it. So at the end of the day, that's how I got to attack my fucking guy, Jacob deGrom. And he should be your guy by then. Next up, we got another dirty game we got to talk about. And once again, shout out to the chat. 50 live, 25 likes. Smash the fucking like if you haven't. El Dorado, my motherfucking guy, the truth. I appreciate everything you do for us. Mr. Murphy, I appreciate all the Twitter love, my guy. Let's fucking go. Noli knows. You already know. But let's get to it, guys. Let's talk about Corbin Burnes and how this line moved against me, too. And I at least understand why this one moved against me. I just think I'm fucking right here for sure. Like, ha, ha, ha. Okay, you guys are not fucking smarter than me. Let me tell you about my black book, man. Let me tell you about this black book, man. But let's talk about it. Corbin Burnes, I bet him this morning at 8 at minus 150 and then at 9 at plus 120. It is now 8 at even fucking money. And I'm still going to tell you I'm not scared of all the money coming against me. This I'm not. I'm a little fucking worried about the Darvish one. I don't understand it, but I think I've got something on them there. This, I know I've got something on him here. So he's my dirty K2 today. I've now bet Hugh Darvish for a full unit, and I've got Corbin Burnes too. Here and fucking why. 7 of his last 8 games, he's gone 6+ innings, while averaging 8.5 strikeouts per game during that span. 2 games versus the Pirates this year, and when I get to run the numbers up versus the numbers they are today in my black book, this is what preaches to me. First game in April 19th, they were walking 4.6%, striking out 25% of the time. 261 average with a 709 OPS and a 117 ISO. And what did Mr. Corbin Burnes do? He went 7 innings with 10 strikeouts in that game. Okay, well, 7-1. What happened in this game? And this is where the recency bias, I think, is why he's getting bet to the under. They were walking 8%, which is middle of the pack, 22%, which they weren't striking out back on July 1st. And this is to the right-handed side because we know they strike out the lefties, and they're back to striking out the righties. So they were striking out 22.3% with a 245 average and 875 OPS and a 272 ISO. They weren't just striking out; they were fucking crushing the ball. Not just versus him. This is for a 2-week period, guys. They were crushing righties. Okay, what happened in that game? 6 innings, 5 strikeouts. He still went 6 innings. Yes, he got hit, and he only had 5 strikeouts. Well, today we get a putrid fucking Pirates team again. Once again, I track shit every few weeks. This is a fucking roller coaster. It is baseball, and you go in spurts. And the Pirates are in that fucking spurt again. They're walking at a good 9.7%. That's good. Guess what? Corbin Burnes doesn't walk people. Striking out at a 24.1% versus righties. 246 average, 690 OPS, and an ISO of 119. So all these numbers tell me that Corbin Burnes is going 7+ innings today. He is going to average more than a strikeout per inning because that's the type of guy he is. When I run up his numbers, lefties versus righties, it don't matter. He strikes out 11.7 each way per 9. He does average 2 strikeouts more at home. Yes, we are on the road here, where he only averages 10.24, but I'm willing to throw that one number out to all the other numbers that add up to me that tell me this guy has in between 8 and 10 today. And I will be on Corbin Burnes versus a team who's struggling. And last time when he ran up against them, they weren't struggling. At the end of the day, life's a bitch, then you marry one. Shout out to the fucking chat. Appreciate you all. 60 live, only 30 likes. Smash the fucking like I smashed BBWs. And let's talk about this other guy. We have 2 more guys that I'm going to talk about. Technically 3 I'm going to talk about, but 2 I'm waiting on for lineups to decide if I'm going to bet them. So let's talk about Kevin Gausman. My guy, your guy. He's cashed us a lot of fucking money on this show, guys. So, but this guy is definitely lineup based. He strikes out right-handed batters at a 12.69 K per 9 compared to only 8.37 lefties per 9. There is a difference. There is not a difference home road. He strikes out both 10.6 per 9. So once we're done with the math there, we definitely want to see a lot more righties than lefties, and they are projecting 5 left-handed bats and 4 right-handed bats. So that right there is enough to scare me off enough. But then let's talk about him. He's played 3 more games at home than he has on the road, but he has a 2.34 ERA on the road and a 4.20 at home. Rogers Center ain't the best place to pitch in. Tampa Bay is a fucking great place to pitch in. Good pitchers ballpark. So I definitely understand this 2.34, and I might be betting Kevin Gausman to go over his pitching outs today if they load up lefties at the end of the day. I've got to be on here. I know he's going to deal. I just don't know if the strikeouts are going to be there yet. I need the lineup for that. So 2 games versus the Rays this year. May 13th, 7 innings, 3 earned runs with 8 strikeouts. And then on July 2nd, 2 innings, 4 hits with 3 Ks. And he got hit by a comeback. And he was on our way to cashing us. We had him at 5.5, or was it 4.5 that day? It was stupid low. We got him in at a great price because guess why, guys? They give us props off their averages. I was doing all the math today on these guys' averages, and I was laughing my ass off at how many times did they give me a guy's average to start a guy's K prop. And they did that with Corbin Burnes. They put it at 8.5 at plus money. And I wasn't afraid of that. And now they dropped it to 7.5 at even money. Well, fuck you. Even better, guys. I'm not afraid of you. I will come get my money tonight. Pay me, motherfuckers. But, yeah, at the end of the day, they put it out at his average. When I look at Gausman's average over the last 10 games, 6.5. That's what they fucking do. He got it at 7 right now at minus 141. So at the end of the day, these fucking books aren't smart. It's our jobs to be smarter than them. So when I run these numbers up versus the numbers today, they are walking better than what they have all year. Well, Gausman is one of those pitchers who doesn't really walk people. He's got really good command of the strike zone. Well, they are striking out 24% of the time. That's actually less than the 2 other times he's ran into this team. They were striking out 25% and 27%. And they're right around the same average OPS than when he's ran into them both times equally, too. So this is pretty much the same team, just a 1% off walk strikeout percentage here and there. And I do expect this guy to go out there and do what he's done in both games, and that's at least deal and not give up a bunch of runs. And the strikeouts were there in both games. He just got hurt in the second one. So that you can't do nothing about. He took a fucking line drive ball off his plant leg, and he was out the game with 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. Dude was just humming, too. So is what it is. Life's a bitch, then you marry one. But with him, definitely need to see the lineup. And for me to play it, I need more righties than lefties, and they're projecting more lefties than righties. So is what it is. Sometimes you got to have some rules for yourself. And, yeah, that's just gambling. You should have fucking rules. So shout out to the chat. We're getting there on the likes. We're almost to 40. We're over 60 deep. Fuck the bookies is right. At the end of the day, let's talk about our guy, your guy, Spencer fucking Strider. We got 2 more pitchers we're going to talk about. Then we got to talk about a couple other things. Some stolen base props. And we got quite a few pitchers to pick on today. It's not just Syndergaard Day. Darvish fucking sucks too, bro, at the end of the day. Not sucks at pitching, but if you get on base, yeah, go out there and get us some money while you're not striking out, okay? Okay, let's talk about it, though. So, Spencer Strider, he's at 8+ at minus 109. And once again, we do his fucking, he's only had 9 starts, so we drop it back to 9, and they're giving you his average. Okay, he still averaged the same over the last 9, 8, 6. He averages 8 strikeouts per game. So they're just giving you that with this guy right now. It's at minus 109. And on Price Picks, it's at 7.5, and his fantasy scores at 40.5. Well, this guy's a stud. He's 5-3 with a 2.91 ERA and 120 strikeouts in 80 innings. He hasn't pitched more than 94 innings, so I expect a leash to be put on him. It's just when do they want to put it on him? Last week, it looked like they pulled him at 6 innings. His pitch count was 83, 84 pitches, super low, and they pulled him. He had 6 innings, 3 hits, 0 earned runs versus the same Phillies team. And yeah, no, he gave up 3 earned runs. I'm pretty sure he gave up a yapper to Schwarber because we were on him that day. But definitely had the pitch count to still go, and they decided not to let him go. Braves do have a good bullpen, so I get it. It is what it is. Can't win them all, I guess, but that was one I did lose by the hook. And I'm not in the hookers, guys. At the end of the day, I don't want to catch an STD. And I mean, I can get my own vajiji when I want to. I just got to go down there and let them know who I think I am. And Big Show knows who I think I am. I'm God. I think I'm God. That shit makes me die when I hear that. But,
like, I am a god. Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you. That's who I think I
am. Let's fucking go. Fuck the bookies and let's get to it. At the end of the day, guys, he has not pitched on a back-to-back. I don't know how he's going to pitch. And he's going to need to throw his changeup more than the 5% of the time he has been throwing it this year. And this was like Hunter Green yesterday. Hunter Green actually showed he can actually strike people out on a back-to-back on the one time he did already face. It's just the fact of the last 3 weeks, that guy threw away his changeup because he didn't trust it. Well, he found that bitch, and that guy hummed to a lot yesterday because he is a legit pitcher. It's just with Strider and Green, there's going to be times where they just look immaculate, and there's going to be times where they just look subpar. And that's because they're only using those 2 pitches, and they're going to throw it in the game. It's if they can throw it where they want, they'll start to trust it. If they dirt it, they won't go back to it, guys. And at the end of the day, you can't be on a guy's K-prop who may be on an innings limit, going on his first ever back-to-back, being a 2-pitch pitcher. There's just too many question marks sitting out there for me that I can't bet it. Now, do I get it if you do want to bet it? I can't hate it. It's Spencer Strider. But when I run these numbers up from the Phillies today, from July 26th, about 7 days ago, there's a difference, guys. I mean, they were striking out 29.4% of the time, only walking 4%, 226 average with the 624 OPS. Not good. 29% strikeout rate is trash, and he had 6 strikeouts on him. Okay, well, how are they today? They're at 19.2 strikeout percent, 5.1 walk percent. That ain't good. 276 average with a 719 OPS. The team's starting to fucking hit. Now, they're not fucking skyrocketing the top 10, but they're at least middle of the pack, and they were bottom of the fucking pack. So they're definitely starting to turn it around. Alec Baum, Schwarber, everyone knows about Schwarber, but Alec Baum is probably the hottest hitter on that team since the All-Star break. So he may be worth a look too if you're looking at some hitting props in this game, but I'm just going to have to stay off of him. This guy is a beast. Projected lineups is 5 right-handers and 4 left-handed. The more right-handed, the better with this guy. He fucking owns the right-handed side. Obviously, 98-plus fastball with a wipeout slider, striking out 16 right-handed batters per 9 to 11.7 lefties per 9, which that's still immaculate too. So just by the numbers, guys, the guy can get the 8. I'm not looking to bet an under. I'm not an under guy, but there's just too much question marks there to see if I want to bet on Spencer Strider on his first back-to-back, not trusting his changeup. There's just too much going on there that I will surely pass. And then on the next game, we're talking Christian Javier. And shout out to you guys. I've already gave you out the 2 Dirty K props I bet and the half-unit bet. At the end of the show, I will recap it just to be nice. But let's talk about this. I do need a lineup for Gausman, and I need a lineup for Christian Javier. Javier is 8+. And it moved up to plus 127, and I get it. But then I started doing some digging into the little black book. So he's at 7 on Prize Picks, minus 197, 33.5 fantasy score. And he does have a home 2.55 ERA compared to a 4.15. And where do we get him? We get him at home. Cool, though. So that just means we can get him to go maybe a little bit longer than he normally goes on the road. So he hasn't seen the Red Sox this year and gets them striking out at a 28% clip over the last 200 plate appearances. We've been picking on him, and we've been making some really good money, guys. But at the end of the day, there was no Martinez or Devers. Martinez came back, and now Devers is back today. So these numbers will start to come back down to what the Red Sox have been. And they're not usually a team you can fucking pick on. But there's something in that strikeout number that's screaming at me, guys, when I dig through the black book. And let's talk about it. He's only gone up against 3 teams started, one as a reliever this year, with a 26% strikeout rate or more over their last 200 plate appearances. He had 9, 10, and 14 strikeouts in those games, averaging 11 strikeouts per game in those games. So that number says this man manhandles dudes at this number. So when I dig into him, how is he lefty versus righty? He's pretty much the same motherfucking guy. Definitely, well, not same guy. Nobody's the same guy. He dominates the right-handed side. Not same guy. I was looking at the wrong math numbers. My bad. Javier dominates the right-handed side. He's got a 15.14 strikeouts per 9 innings compared to a 10 strikeouts per 9 to the left-handed. His strikeouts do go down at home, even though his ERA goes down at home. That probably goes in together. When you do have base runners, you tend to look for the punchy a little more, but this guy's elite versus the number 26% or higher, and that's the number I've got to circle and look at. So if I can get me at least 6 right-handed bats, I will for sure be on him. But there's something in my stomach telling me this guy's getting 10-plus strikeouts, and why am I going to sit on it when he's shown me that he gets that in this number? But one time he pitched versus a team as a reliever in that spot, he went 3 innings with 5 strikeouts. So the guy averages 11 strikeouts versus this percentage of a number. And yeah, their numbers are not good. They're 5.8 walk percent, 27.9 strikeout percent. They are hitting the ball decent, 242 with a 707 and an ISO of a 173. So maybe we need them to hit it a little decent, to punchy a little more. That tends to get his huevos cooking. So definitely a lineup type guy that I need to see. But like I said, his Devers is also expected back in the lineup today. Now let's talk about some stolen bases. And you guys already know it's Syndergaard Day. 70 deep. Smash the like if you haven't. And let's talk about some stolen base props before we get into some hitting props. I just broke down the 6 pitchers and gave you my bets on them or why I passed on them. And that's how we're going to start leaning towards this show. More prop based, more props. We've got 2 shows on Pub Sports that break down every fucking game. We need to be a little better on the prop side. So fuck talking about shitty pitchers unless we have to talk about shitty pitchers. And then I might just have to call in the shit pitch whisperer to come whisper some shit to you guys. But yeah, shout out to the shit pitch whisperer, underrated, my guy. Let's get to it though, guys. We already know about Noah Syndergaard Day, right? Another stat I learned off of listening to it with the radio on, guys. Noah Syndergaard has allowed more stolen bases over the last 2 seasons in baseball than any other teams combined. Take a whole team stolen bases, Syndergaard's got them beat. That guy is the guy we've been picking on, and I think people are starting to correct it because Bovada ain't even giving us these props. My bookie ain't giving us these props. So if you got some legal books, we're going to give you some legal action, and let's talk about it, guys. Seth Brown, shout out to my guy, LJ from Houston. He was the first guy I seen make a bet on Seth Brown this year, and this was months ago. This guy was riding him while he was hot. Well, guess what? This motherfucker's hot as fish grease. So when I go back and look at him, and I thought I wanted to run me some Ramon Laureano. Laureano don't hit righties like he does lefties. And we gotta look at that. We gotta pay attention. And let's go look at one guy. Seth Brown? His stolen base is plus 400 right now, guys. He has 11 hits in 8 games since the All-Star break. He has 5 games with multiple hits. Yeah, what? Let's talk a little bit deeper on him then. Let's get a little bit deeper on him. Like I said, he crushes righties way better than lefties. They used to platoon this guy and not even hit lefties. That's how good he hits righties. So at the end of the day, this guy's going to get on base. And at plus 400, you're going to see some of my money if you can give it to me. But shout out to my boy Tone. He gave me all these stolen base props from BetMGM, and these are the ones we have to use today because right now I can't find any on the books that I have to use. So you guys with legal books, start doing some of this. Hugh Darvish. I love Hugh Darvish. I bet on his K-prop, and we're on his K-prop today. But he is another guy with a very slow release. He's got a little hitch in his giddy up, a little pause, a little Japanese pause, and you're able to just run for days on this guy. The problem is you've got to get on base. Now, getting on base, let's find two guys that I think have a chance at getting on base. Charlie Blackmon's stolen bases at a plus 1,500. He's only hitting 235 off Darvish, right? Fuck that. That's trash. Whoa. We're looking at stolen base props here. On base percentage is 350. He's got an on-base percentage of 350 in 20 plate appearances, 4 hits, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. So you're going to help my strikeout prop. And when you do get on base at a 350% in 20 plate appearances, which is a lot, I like over 15 to make it actually mean something. 20 plate appearances means you've seen this guy. You're either going to take a walk, you're going to strike out, or you're going to get a fucking hit. And guess what happens once you get on base? You're going to get a stolen base. So at plus 1,500, Charlie Blackmon, you will see some of my money. And then on the other hand, guys, Jose Iglesias. This is stuff I've learned by listening to Volume On, guys. So tell your wife to shut up during a baseball game. Tell your kids to be quiet and that you're learning, that you're in school. It's not just watching a game. We're in school right now. Shout out to my man Croc. What up, though? Let's get it. So let's talk about Jose Iglesias. He's one of the better hitters in baseball on the road compared to home. This guy is, and you think he's smashing in Colorado. How can you hit on the road, but you fucking can't hit in Colorado? I don't fucking know. That's a question that I am not here to answer. I'm just here to read you what the man is doing. And he's hitting 262 at home, 351 on the road. His slugging goes from 366 to a 448, and his OPS jumps from a 680 to an 830. This guy loves hitting on the road. At the end of the day, plus 900 stolen base prop on the two guys leading off with over 300 averages or on base percentage. I've got chances 1 in 3 times. The best hitters get on base 1 in 3 times, 3 out of 10. Can one of these guys get on base and steal a bag? Yes, I think so. So those are the two guys I'll be on there if my book allows me. But once again, my book's being dumb. Shout out to Tone. And those are all on BetMGM as we speak. Shout out to the chat, though. Smash the like if you haven't. 42. We're almost 250. You guys fucking rock. If I haven't told you, you do. You fucking rock. So let's talk about 4 hitting props. The 4 hitting props that was just singing at me when I was looking at a lot of these batter versus pitcher stats. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about hits, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the money that you're going to fucking pay me. All right. Jonathan Scope. Got to talk about Big Show's Tigers, guys. Scope. All right. Calm down, Sharpie. Stop fucking singing. You're not here for that. Let's talk about his stats versus Chris Archer. 44 plate appearances. He's batting .364 with 16 hits, 9 extra base hits, 3 doubles, 6 yoppers, home runs, and the best part, 0 fucking walks. 44 plate appearances, 0 walks. This guy, that's like the best thing you can fucking sing to when you're looking at a hitting prop. The guy ain't looking to fucking walk. 44 plate appearances? Good God almighty. It took Noah more than 44 days to build the ark. So definitely pay attention to that. So, Jesus Christ. The only problem, though, guys, is Chris Archer normally doesn't go past 5 innings. And when you break down this Minnesota's bullpen, it is 20th with almost a 4 ERA over the last 30 days. So you're going to have multiple chances at a semi-bad bullpen. 3.86 is not that bad, but still, that's nothing home to write home about, but not terrible. And a pitcher that you have great numbers against, yes, you have 7 strikeouts. I don't care about the strikeouts. The 0 walks, the 7 strikeouts means you're swinging for the fences. When you've got 9 extra base hits in 16 hits, you want those strikeouts. Like, at the end of the day, like, what the fuck? Like, This guy right here is screaming at me, guys, and they put his 2+ bases is at plus 134, and his home run is at plus 500. There's too much value in that shit right there that I had to talk about it. On the other side, Ian Happ versus Wainwright, and Happ didn't get traded that I know of, and I kept looking to make sure, so if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I think this is stress-free time for Happ. Happ made the All-Stars. We thought he was gone, and now we get Happ versus a guy he's got really good numbers against. In 25 plate appearances, he's batting .375 with only 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. He has 9 hits, 6 of them for extra bases, 2 doubles, and 4 yoppers. At the end of the day, we already know Wainwright. He's a stud. He's an ace, but he's not going to overpower you. He's going to spin the ball, and he's going to place it where he wants when he wants, for the most part. But when you miss, and you miss sometimes, Ian Happ has punished you, and other people have, and Ian Happ shows that he will punish you. I like the fact he's only walked 1 time in 25 plate appearances, and the fact that he didn't get traded is stress release, bro. Your family, you've been in Chicago your whole life. Like, the last few days, he's been in the jumbo pot, guys, and now I just think we get to cruise control on some of these Cubs that have been hot, bro. They're not going to stay hot. They're playing on a shit team where they're not expected to be great, and now the stress is gone, bro. That's when you play the best, is when the stress isn't on you. At the end of the day, pressure makes diamonds and busts pipes, and a lot of these guys are fucking pipes at the end of the day. And don't be getting no pipe dream. Don't be getting in no pipe dream. Shout out to the chat, guys. We keep rocking it. We gonna hit that 100 daily, it looks like, because we keep putting money in our pockets. Why? This is really the best MLB prop show out there, because we really fucking win money, and it's free. So let's get to it. Ian Happ, guys, like I said, really good numbers off of him, really good power numbers, and his 2+ bases is at plus 134, and his home run is at plus 500. St. Louis's pin over the last 30 days is middle of the pack with the 3.5 ERA. And usually Wainwright's good for 6+ innings, but that's 3 times you're going to see a guy that you're batting .375 against. That means 1 out of 3 times you're yopping this fool, and it's at least going for a dubski. So I will be on his over 1.5 bases at plus 134. I don't know about the home run yet, but plus 500 is super value. Shout out to my man Connor Mack. He'll be joining me on Sunday. He's the man who be preaching home runs. He's the man who put it on to me years ago that you need to just Sharpie. If you're going to bet home run props, you got to bet plus 400 or higher. At the end of the day, you got to hit 1 out of 4 just to be getting your money back at that rate. And you know how hard it is to hit home run props? Pretty fucking hard. So that's definitely something I've taken in to betting props, because I am a K-prop whisperer. Hitting props is something that I've been getting better at, but like I tell you guys on the show daily, I bet a lot more on my strikeout props, and then I bet my sides and totals, and then I bet the least on my hitting props, because I do track and follow everything I bet, and that is the least profitable of what I'm at. So maybe you should fade me in my hitting props. Maybe we should get to the Sharpie fade, but I actually hit these hitting props at a fucking crazy rate, so I just got a junky problem, and I got a needle hanging out my arm, and I tend to bet just a little more and a little more. Oh, let's make an in-game parlay. Oh, let's do this. If I just bet the plays I gave out, I'd be fucking rich, guys. But at the end of the day, I'm a degenerate, and I like fucking betting. So it's just, this is what it is. Life's a bitch, then you marry one. Let's talk about the 2 Dodgers. Doyers, Chavez Ravine. And we're going to talk about more than 2, but we're going to talk about the 2 I'm going to bet here. And we know Trey Turner and Freddie Freeman are on 13+ game hitting streaks. They are fucking man-childs. But let's talk about Mookie fucking Betts. MLB's is his initials, and he's that guy. So let's talk about him. Him versus Alex Wood, 18 plate appearances. He's batting .467, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and 2 hit by pitches. He has 7 hits, 4 extra base hits, 2 home runs, a double, a triple. Taking the fact that the Giants over the last 30 days have the worst bullpen in all of baseball with a 6+ ERA, I think Wood gets pounded today, guys, and I think they fucking ride it right onto that bullpen. So if you're looking at DraftKings or FanDuel today, I think this is a stacked. I know it's going to be expensive. Maybe you can find a pitcher for cheap and ride a cheap pitcher to load up these Dodger bats. The back end of their lineup, should be hella cheap, though. We've got this kid we pulled up who has done something for the first time that nobody's done since 1920, guys, and he's been on base 6 times in his first 2 at-bats, and his name's Ottman. It's fucking weird. I don't know who that kid is, and I love this kid. Let's go Dodgers! No, but at the end of the day, they called up this kid, and he's been beasting it. He's gotten on base 3+ times in each games he's been in. Now, is that success rate going to keep up? No, but bro, when you're humming, you're humming, and confidence is a big thing in baseball, bro. So he's got that humming confidence, and I've got to expect him to keep it going. So Mookie Betts has some great numbers, and his 2+ bases is +106. His home run is +400. This guy has 4 extra base hits in his 7 hits versus this guy, and a terrible bullpen. I will be on the 2+ bases at +106. This guy's humming right now, and he's going to have multiple chances being on the road. We get all 9 at-bats being the Dodgers. And let's talk about the one guy we are going to bet, Will fucking Smith. -145, 2+ hits, runs, RBIs. Yes, I said -145. I will bet a -160, 70 fucking K prop to a money line on something. Why am I going to shy away from a hitting prop at that price? At the end of the day, it tells me it's probably going to fucking hit, Sharpie. That's why. And I watch these Dodgers more than any other team, and this guy is going to hit tonight. Will Smith versus Alex Wood. Very small sample size, 3 for 6, but this guy crushes lefties better than righties. His average stays about the same. It's his slugging and OPS just go through the roof versus lefties. Well, he's the 4-hole hitter on the fucking Dodgers, and I just told you, Mookie Betts bats .417 off of this guy, and Trey Turner and Freddie Freeman are on 13+ game hitting streaks and hit over 280 on this guy. He's going to have ducks on the fucking pond all fucking night. This may be a guy you might want to ladder up to that 6, 7, 8 spot. Like, I could see this guy having 2, 3 people on every time he comes up to bat. Terrible fucking bullpen, and he crushes lefties. And in a small sample size, he's batting .500. Like, at the end of the day, I think this is a Will Smith smash spot. And, yeah, Will Smith, do we need another song? Do we need another song? Nah, I'll save that song for later, guys. I'll pull out the Will Smith shoes, but we'll get real nasty on that bitch. But shout out to you guys. Smash the like if you haven't. We're going to pay some bills here. We got enough people in here to go pay some bills. Then we're going to get back, and we're going to run through all my props I did bet. So let's get to the monies, guys. Shout out to you guys. Smash like if you haven't. And if you don't know, you should know this show is sponsored by Prize Picks. So go on over there. Use that promo code PubSports. Why? Your first match deposit up to $100. They got you. So do us a favor. Do you a favor. And go use that promo code. Same promo code with that commercial you just saw. Manscaped, baby. Go hedge your balls, not your bets, and see what your baby does to you later on tonight. Take care of your fucking plant. And watch that bitch grow. At the end of the day, your wife will treat you, or your girl will treat you a whole lot better. So trim that bitch. No one wants a wizard sleeve. Go on over to fucking Manscaped. Use that promo code PubSports. And not just do you a favor, do your lady a favor. And watch how many more favors happen to you. So let's talk about these props I did bet. 30K props is Hugh Darvish, over 6.5K prop. Corbin Burnes, over 7.5. Then I've got a half unit bet on Jake deGrom, 6+ strikeouts in the Mets to win at a -150. And then I'm waiting on lineups for Gausman and Garcia. Full breakdowns are in this show. Go back and rewind if you want to hear why I'm on them or why I'm not on the other guys that were on the breakdowns for this show. Appreciate you all. Hitting props wise, I am on Will Smith. 2+ hits, runs, RBIs at -145. And if my books allow me to play stolen bases, I will be all over them on Syndergaard Day, on Darvish Day. I want some Blackman or Iglesias stolen base props. After I get off this show, I will look one last time. One last time. Don't do me dirty. But let's have a dirty day, guys. At the end of the day, it's Dirty K. We got 2 of them. And let's keep the fucking bookies paying us. Until next time, I'll see you tomorrow.